Hey everybody, Thomas here, and today will be the first cutting on the Timberking 2020. This is a new mill that we just got, 2 weeks ago, essentially. It does have the diesel engine on it, and if you know, I had a Timberking Diesel 2000 prior, and now I have a 2020. Fantastic guy from Pennsylvania picked up my Timberking 2000 mill. He loves it. It's been helping out his sawmill business, and I'm very glad to hear that. I'm very excited to start working on this mill here, and the first log that we have on here is a maple. And now I'm not 100% sure on what type of maple because there's lots of maples up here. I'm learning the trees as I go. I do know it is a maple. That's about all I know. Just like that's a maple there. I think that's a silver maple over there, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so there's lots of different types of maples up here. I know what a Norway maple looks like. I know what a red maple looks like. But it's kind of hard right now to tell with the leaves where they are. I'm still learning. So long story short though, we do have a maple here. It is not the best quality. I already know that I have a little bit of soft right there in the middle. And on the other end down here, and I washed this off this morning because I just pulled this out of the wood, I do have a rather large punky spot right here, but I'm hoping to still get some decent boards, if you will, out of this. Not looking for much. I'm going to live edge cut this up. Mostly this is just to be testing out the new mill and seeing how she cuts and actually get some sawdust thrown around. But yeah, we are loving it up here. As you can see, I have a big pile of stuff out there that I've been pulling out of the wood. We've got a lot of alder buckthorn all of the property, and it is not the greatest for goats. We've set up our goat, one of our goat pens over here. It's electrical netting stuff over there, and we're moving our goats around. Our dogs have been enjoying the area. They've been, exploring all the new stuff and finding all sorts of bones and stuff like that. Also new to channels, I do have a 14 GN Big Tex trailer right now. So that's a really cool addition to the trailer, or to the channel. But yeah, we are excited to be up here. We're loving the place up here. If you look up on the hillside there, you'll see my Nissan Pathfinder with a canoe on top. My truck actually has the kayak on it as well. We've been up here for exactly 7 days, and we've hit the water 4 times. The fishing up here is phenomenal, and we'll be putting up a lot of videos on another channel that we're doing. I think I've already created it. I have to go back and look, but it should be TC Great Outdoors, and it's gonna be like the outdoor aspect of living up here in Wisconsin and all the fun things that we do. But we're talking about sawmills, so let's go ahead and do this. Also, I have a video that's coming out. I'm not sure which one I'll release first. That's going to talk about the differences between the 2020 and the 2000. There are very few. I'll give you a little rundown right now. It's the toe boards, it's the width of cut, it's the arrangement of the metal plates back there, and then there's one little other thing, but it's very minor. And the main reasons why I switched to this 2020 over my 2000 mill is because my dad and I can now run the same blade. That's the big, grand scheme of things. So without further ado, let's go ahead. We're going to crank this thing up. It has less than an hour runtime on it. We're going to go nice and slow. When you get a brand new sawmill, there's a few things you want to do. You want to make sure that you don't put the largest log on there possible the first day you get it. You want to start off slow. I'm going to check my alignments and stuff as well, but that's something I'm going to do probably tomorrow or something like that. Today, I just want to see, does she cut and how's everything working? So stay tuned. Okay, so folks, if you've never seen how a diesel starts up on the Timberking sawmill, now this is on the 2000 mills, or on the 1400 or the 1600 or 1400 and the 1620. You've got a simple control box right here. On the larger mills, the 2220 and above, you actually have a digital control box, but since this is a mechanical diesel, you don't need all that fancy stuff. You turn the key to the on, it'll tell you the number of hours. We have 0.8 hours on there currently. If it's a cool day, it's actually kind of cool this morning, run the glow plugs for just a little bit and everything, just for a couple seconds, and then you're going to hold down the green start button until she starts. She goes. Again, she's starting a little bit rough right now because she's brand new. That's typical of how these diesels start up when they're brand new. Go ahead and lift the saw head up. And then you can close up your box here, close it and lock it up to keep the sawdust from getting in there. And it's just a very simple box there. It tells you if you're in an overspeeding alert. I guess the explanation is there's something else that's going wrong. You got a low oil, you got battery, and you got temperature, and of course your glow plugs. Very simple to turn it off. You just turn the key off. Okay, so I'm gonna do the first cut from back here, so you kind of see what I'm doing, and then I'll do some cuts from the front side. But this is the first time I believe a Diesel 2020 has been on YouTube. We're gonna turn on the computer. And literally, I have not cut anything with this. This is the absolute first time I'm cutting with this sawmill. Bringing down my log dogs. Or log stop, excuse me. Log dog over. I'm going to go ahead and tow up the front just a little bit. Just to get a nice level cut. Because I know I have this big rotten section here. Looks pretty good. I may... Yeah, that'll be fine there. I could turn it just a little bit, but I think I'll keep it where she's at right there. Alright. Everything on this mill is super tight right now. I mean, it's super tight. Let me get where you can see my controls that I'm doing here. And a little bit of the log. Alright, so I've got my speed control valve turned all the way down. Open up the valve for the head forward. Bring it forward nice and slowly. Bring my guide roller in. And bring the saw head to the first cut height I'm going to be cutting. Sorry, my dog's getting underneath the camera there. Alright, so we are essentially there. First time I've engaged the clutch. Hopefully all goes well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice and smooth sounding. I love it. Go ahead and throttle up. Oh yeah, she sounds good. We're going to go ahead and commence our cut nice and slow through the wood. First cut. Take it nice and slow, but I'm also looking on the mill for any kind of hydraulic leaks or anything else like that. It's not uncommon on a brand new mill that hydraulic leaks. So I'm looking at everything around the mill, make sure everything sounds right. Right now it sounds fantastic. I love the purr of that diesel engine. I'm really anxious to see what this maple looks like on the inside too. Now the building I'm working in is only partially built. I still have quite a bit more to go. Okay, disengage the clutch. And we're going to check the cut quality of this first cut. And then I'll switch the camera around to the front side. Yeah, everything is nice and tight on the mill. I like the way that feels. Alright. First cut of maple. Looks good. That's good. Now, since we're here in Wisconsin, no piece will go to waste. We don't know what a winter is like up here, so even my flitches that come off of this, we utilize those because we're going to be installing a wood burning stove to begin with. And then maybe next year we're going to install a wood-burning boiler. So we're going to go ahead and turn this log over. I'm going to keep the camera right about here so you get the full picture of what everything looks like. And then we're going to give it a go. sounds good. Anything that's abnormal, I'm going to check out. It's a brand new machine. Pretty neat. I like that. Now that first board I cut was at 1.5 inches. I don't have my tape on me right now, and I'm going to verify that. I'm going to go and flip this log over 180 and then commence to cutting. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a time lapse and everything, because again, I'm still going through all the little things to make sure everything's sounding good. I do hear a weird click. I have an idea what I think it is, and I have an idea for what a fix will be, but I'm not sure yet, but we'll find out here shortly. Okay, so let's take a look. First cuts of this maple. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks so far. Even though it had some punkiness to it, it looks really good. Like really good. So that's one of the things we have a lot of up here. Like I said, we have maple, we have some oaks. Those are like our major hardwoods. You do have ash. The emerald boring beetle has done a lot of work to it, but we do have some ash in the area. Overall, these slabs look phenomenal. These are going to be turned into maybe a bench on this side. That's a good sized bench right there. And then we're going to do some charcuterie boards and serving boards. So the narrower pieces, probably more towards charcuterie boards, and these larger pieces, I can make some easy benches that are just pretty, very pretty. A little bit of spalt going on in there. This is where it's actually hard, but down here at the bottom, it did have some punkiness. Yeah, that's punky down there. So from this point over, this will be turned into, well, firewood. I might be able to get a spoon or two, some spatulas out of that portion right there, but that'll be thrown to the fire. So nothing will be wasted. But yeah, very pretty, very happy with the colors on this maple here. So yeah, first cuts were a success on the mill. The rattle that I hear, I'm thinking it's a chatter, if you will, with this roller guide right here. And all I have to do is tighten up the back side. You've got these 4 points right here. And there was a little bit of play when the arm was fully extended, so I'm thinking that's what it is. If not, it could be just a rattle just because it's a new machine. I mean, I was looking, I've got maybe a touch point right there between the pressure gauge and then the cage. Also, I got to tweak this door a little bit more so it doesn't rattle on me. But that's just things we're working through on a new machine. I didn't see any hydraulic leaks or anything, so everything looks good there. And yeah, you want to take it slow on your first few logs. When you take it slow, you make sure that you brake it in properly, because if you got a brand new car or truck, you don't want to run that car or truck at 100 miles an hour your first day out there. You want to brake her in slow, cut slow, and then ease into it. The break-in period, really about your first 50-ish hours. It could be a little bit less and everything, but 50 hours is kind of like what we're looking at, because that's when your first oil change is on this engine, and that's to remove any kind of metal debris or anything like that that could be left over from the machining process. Now, once I do get this thing changed over, I'm probably going to be running, I've run the mobile Delvac, and I've run Delo. Right now, what I've been easily able to obtain would be the Rotella T6. I'm going to be running a full synthetic, and we'll go with that. So very impressed as usual with Timberking's quality, and you know, just like my other mill, my 2000 mill, all the controls are the exact same. So it's like I've been running this mill for forever. She's just a lot cleaner and cuts a little bit wider. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed this video. Plenty more to come. This is only step one of the process, is to make sure she'll cut. And now I've already built this portion right here over the sawmill. This is the longest span. It's a 21-foot span, everything. Now I have to do the back portion right here. I've got another 14 feet that I have to get covered. I've got one post here. I'm missing another post there. So if you're in southern or northern Wisconsin, I'm looking for a telephone pole. I've been looking online. I'll find something I can use. Once I get that post in there, then I'm going to go ahead and cut it and put it up there. I have found a pine tree on the backside of the property I'm going to be using. It should be able to cut, that one tree should be able to finish out this entire building, including siding. It's a massive tree, but it's one that I really just need to take out and assist in the building of this building. All right, please like, subscribe. We will see you around. Plenty more to come. Thanks.